all participants that you can post your questions to the panel using the Q&A feature below, and we will try and tackle as many questions as possible once we come to the end of the session. I will open the forum now to Mr. Malhotra. Amit, it's over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Madhura, and a very good morning to everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for this session. What I'll do is that I'll take a few minutes to give you a brief overview on Latrobe University and the opportunities that you have from this partnership. So starting with, as Latrobe, I'm the regional director from South Asia and Africa from Latrobe University. So Latrobe is primarily a more than 50 years old institution. It is based out of Victoria. We actually commenced our operations in 1967. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I'm sure you want to know how old is the institution. It was named after the first Lieutenant Governor for the state of Victoria. Now, in the due course of 50 years, Latrobe has achieved a lot. It is one of the most world-renowned institutions, with being very popular among the international and domestic students. Now, Latrobe is ranked amongst the top 50 universities in the Asia-Pacific region. We are ranked amongst the top 1% universities of the world. So you pick up any substantial rankings, whether you pick up the QS rankings or the Times Higher Education ranking or the Shanghai ranking, you'll see us in the top 1%. In fact, very recently, in the QS rankings, we have actually jumped 46 places, and now we are ranked as 316 in that ranking. If you pick up the Times Higher Education ranking, we're ranked the 218th in that ranking. So we have got a very strong global recognition across. Not only that, but even if you talk about the various disciplines, we've got a very, very strong recognition rankings for multiple disciplines. We're in the top 100, top 200, and so on. So we've done really well. But when I say all that, I think from the perspective of the students, I think they all want to know about the success for the students. And I want to say that we have done extremely well when it comes down to the graduate success. And I think the best way the students look at is the employability. So we have a record where almost 90% of our students get jobs within the first 4 months of graduating, which is quite remarkable. But I also want to emphasize that that doesn't happen by itself. There's a lot of efforts that the university put in making sure that the students are very, very successful and we're getting the best graduate outcomes. So we made sure that all our programs have got the required accreditations. For example, whether you talk about the AACSP accreditation for our business school, which has actually only been given to the top 5% business schools of the world. Our engineering programs have got the Engineering Australia recognition. Whether you talk about the undergrad or postgrad also, I'm talking about postgrad just to give you a bit of relevance that we make sure that all our courses have got this very strong recognition. And if you talk about our IT courses also, they've got the strong recognition from the Australian Computer Society. We make sure that each program has got the required internships, industry engagement. You get the opportunity to actually work very closely with the industry from the time you start your degree with us, which means that you're learning, you're working very closely with them, and you're building up a strong network with them also. Also, what we have made sure is that our students are getting a lot of other skills to learn to make them successful. So you've got a very strong career support services team who are guiding you through how to be successful. I've spoken about QS, so I'll move down to the next one. So just to talk a little bit more about Latrobe, we are the leading teaching and research institution. We run over 250 courses at the undergraduate, postgraduate, and research level. We've got over 35,000 students now, and almost 9,000 out of them are international. I'd be very proud to share with you that the Sri Lankan students are actually in the top 10 communities on the campus. So we are very popular among the Sri Lankan students, and I'm sure you can easily resonate that the Sri Lankan students prefer to come down to Victoria because of a very large diaspora of the Sri Lankan community in Victoria. And the other thing is that we have been very, very well recognized with our regular presence in Sri Lanka, and we're so very delighted that we have got now a very, very strong strategic partnership with Horizon Campus, with whom we are working very, very closely. And we have come up with a new structure where we're trying to benefit our students, where they can do partial qualification in Sri Lanka at the same type of facilities, same support from them, and then transiting to us at Latrobe. I'll only talk about two key campuses where you've got, you primarily are looking to come down, because that's where the Sri Lankan, most of the students want to come down. And while looking at this opportunity, we also make sure that you have the accessibility to those two campuses, which is in the Melbourne city. So if you want to be in the Melbourne city, you have the option of coming to our Melbourne campus, which is the largest metropolitan campus of Australia. Huge campus. I'll show you a picture of that in a minute. And the other one is our Bendigo campus, which is called as a regional campus for a reason that it's not in the metropolitan city, but very close to Melbourne. And it's becoming very popular because, like I said, there's a very large Sri Lankan diaspora in Bendigo also. And the city is becoming very popular because of its wonderful opportunities for the community, including the international community also. This is how our campus look like. It's changing very quickly for a reason that this will be the new CBD, another new CBD of Melbourne, where we have got a funding of $5 billion from the Victorian government to convert this into a CBD. Or rather, we're calling this project as the University City of Future. Great work going on, great facilities and infrastructure getting built on this campus. So that's your one option. And also, like I said, the Bendigo, which is again another very large campus. It's about 88 acres big. Huge campus, great facilities to come down, and you have the option to choose one of the two. Now, if you're coming to Bendigo, I know people know a lot about Melbourne. I quickly touch upon Bendigo. Bendigo is very popular, being called as the gold mine city. A lot of gold mining happens. A lot of people come down for tourism. It has got a lot of work around engineering, business, and IT. More importantly, it is also becoming very popular, being one of the financial hubs. The Bank of Adelaide, Bank of the Bendigo have got the headquarters in Bendigo. Also, there are a lot of opportunities for students to find part-time work and full-time work when they're coming down to Bendigo. Now, a very common question that gets asked by the student is about the living expenses in the two places what I'm talking about. There's no set figure technically to tell you about that. What is the real expense as the ballpark figure or a particular figure? But I'd just like to give you a bit of sort of information on what could be the cost of your living. So the government has set up a figure which you need to show for your visa that you have got access to that funding, which is at $21,000 odd that you need to show. But in reality, your expenses are a bit lower. I would say a lot lower than that. And it all depends on the person to person as well. If you're bringing in your dependents with you, for example, your spouse or your partner is accompanying, you have to show about 35% of this figure, which is $7,360, $62. And if you got child or children, for each child, you have to show about another $3,000 for their living. But you can sort of relate that if you will be staying together, the cost goes comparatively lower. But if you look at, for example, the accommodation varies whether you're staying on the campus, off campus, you're eating grocery. The more you eat out, the more expensive. The more you cook yourself, a lot cheaper. So you can save a lot of money. The gas, electricity again depends about, but take it up close to about anywhere between I would say $35, $40 to about $100. Phone, like we take about a $30, for example, connection, which goes for almost about more than a month. And you can make unlimited calls, international calls to certain destinations. And you can pick up what destinations you want. For example, you say, I know my family's in Sri Lanka. I'll be talking to them every day. So I would like to go for a deal where I can make unlimited calls to Sri Lanka. So you can pick that up. You get about a 50 GB data for each month. So you can easily buy. These are not really expensive. And then again, the public transport, you get a Mikey card. So Mikey card is a card which gives access to you for traveling. And you can use it in any public transport. You're using that on the train, trams, buses. So one card would actually make you give access to anywhere across the city. Also, I think the entertainment, the car, if you want to buy that, that's definitely an issue cost. So it depends again, coming down to what and how you're living. But like I said, $21,000 is quite a high cost. But yes, if you're living very luxurious life, you want to spend a lot of money, that's where you end up spending somewhere around that figure. Also, at Latrobe, we want to make sure that we give you the full recognition of your past studies, how well you've done, and accordingly, your cost goes down. So when you come down to Latrobe into the second and third, you'll hear from Dr. Juan on that. But when you come to Latrobe University, we actually give you recognition for that. So if you scored anything between 60 to 75 equivalent, we have got the formulas to convert your CGPAs into that. We give you a 20% on the entire duration of the program. If you score between 75 to 80, we give you a 25%. And you have got above 80, we give you a 30% tuition fee waiver across the entire duration of the program. And coming to Horizon, you also, if you're coming to Bendigo, you have the option of getting a regional scholarship, which is an add-on scholarship over that 20, 25, 30%, where you get a one-time $3,000 waiver on your fee. Also, you will have the option or the opportunity to apply for a higher value scholarship once you finish your studies at Horizon. So what I'm talking about is all when you get into the second year. So you can apply for a 50% or 100% scholarship based on how well you score at Horizon. So you will have opportunity and access to a lot of funding and scholarship opportunities when you're coming down and studying together. I think this is something that everybody wants to know in terms of the work opportunities. So I'll quickly touch upon that. As per the government regulations, when you're coming to Australia as an international student, you've got access to work 40 hours on a fortnightly basis. Now, this is not restricted like many other countries to be just on campus. Australia permits you to work on and off campus both. So a lot of people work off campus. There are students who work on campus, absolutely your choice, depending on what do you see as your best option. But that also answers the question that can I work on campus? And the answer is yes. A lot of our students do work on campus as well. What is also very interesting is that your academic year runs for something like 8.5 months. The other 3.5 months is a time when you can work full time. So there is no restriction on the number of hours that you can work during this 3.5 months. And international students do really take take the benefit of this opportunity by earning a lot of money by doing that. What is also very interesting is that the Australian government always recognizes that the student needs to spend a reasonable time when they finish their qualification before they go to their home. Though there is always an option for you to continue and apply for all different types of visas, those are available, like the permanent residencies and others. I won't go too deep into that, but you certainly have the options. But yes, the moment you finish your degree, you have access to work anything between like 2 to 4 years to work after you finish your degree. And that's given to you by default the moment you finish your degree. But like I touched before, we also make sure that when you're studying, you're doing part-time work, doing full-time work, you finish your degree, you do the full-time work, but we want to build up your strong foundation that you really engage with the industry. And that is where we actually organize a lot of work integrated learning, which is about working, going out and working in industry. And we do help you in getting you placed in the industry, internships for you. So we do organize a lot of such opportunities, which can go even which are unpaid to paid. And the paid could be up to about $10,000 for that 6 months that you go out to work. So a lot of courses have that options. We can do the work as a part of the degree, and you can earn up to $10,000 for 6 months. The other very popular question which we get is that what are the wage rates? How much would I get if I work part-time while studying? Because that would help me to subsidize my cost. And at the moment, the minimum wage rate is somewhere close to about $21 an hour. So that's quite a good money that you can earn. So if you do the mathematics, we did that before, and we found that you can actually earn about $400 odd plus every week from this part-time work, not considering the full-time work that you will do during the vacation. We're talking about the regular weeks. So in a week, you can earn $400, which is a great saving, I think, which is a great way to really subsidize your cost when you are in Australia. I'll stop here, and I'll now hand it over back to Madhura. But yes, if you have got any questions, just feel free to put them in the chat section, and we're very happy to take this question at the end after the presentations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amit. Okay, yeah, just like Amit reminded you, we have a Q&A session at the end of this. So post your questions to the panel if you have anything to ask. We have next in schedule Dr. Ruan. Dr. Ruan, are you here with us? Okay, I think he was having some problem with his connection. I will move on to Mr. Upul Darnagama. He is the chairman of the Horizon campus in Sri Lanka. Mr. Darnagama, I will ask you to take the participants through what you offer at Horizon campus in Sri Lanka. Tell them what is special about it, what the difference the students will experience in terms of being in a campus rather than educational institution. So if you could quickly take this time and brief the students on what Horizon campus offers them.
Right. Thank you, Madhura. Thank you very much for the introduction. I think members joining from Australia, Professor Lisa, our friend Amit, Regional Director from Asia, India, and all my colleagues from the Horizon campus, and prospective students and parents, and every other member who has joined with the program. Thank you very much for joining. I believe this session will really give you all comprehensive understanding about what the Latrobe is offering in Sri Lanka, and to support that, what quality and the standard that Horizon campus add into the program. Dear students and parents, as you know, Latrobe is one of the top ranked, one of the best universities in Australia. So what is really Horizon can offer here is the highest quality and the good quality 1.5 year to 1 year program for those who have done A-levels within Sri Lanka. We call it foundation year and then the first year. And that will help you all, especially as students and the parents, to save a lot of money without basically taking out of the country, as well as it will facilitate to reduce your costs of the education drastically. And why Horizon campus is the most important question. As Madhura said, we are not just an institution. We are fully accredited by Sri Lankan government, especially with the Ministry of Higher Education and University Grant Commission, to conduct degree programs in the level of undergraduate as well as master programs in Sri Lanka. And also we are partnered with prestigious international universities from UK, Australia, USA, and Malaysia. So with this accreditation, what we have from the government, we need to maintain certain high level standard in academically, as operationally, and the quality assurance wise. So which basically, if you look at the Australian university system and their guidelines from the authorities, the education authorities in Australia, we also have the similar guidelines and rules, regulations that we had to be adhered when we are conducting our programs locally. And that's why, from the parents' point of view, from the students' point of view, it's very, very important that you should select the local partner which is accredited by the country. And we know that some of the delivery partners for overseas universities are not fully accredited. They are not even listed in UGC list. They are not listed in the Ministry of Higher Education list. So which basically gives the kind of assurance for the quality. So in addition to that, this Horizon have been operating for last 12 years. And we basically conduct from the diploma to degree to the master's level qualifications. I think that is assurance about our experience and the reputation within the country and also in overseas. And we always have the professor level, highly qualified academics to run our faculties, even with the international partner, international programs, which is our Dean of the faculties, Dr. Juan Pereira. And basically, he will be the key person, key contact here. And also to support him, there are plenty of qualified staff, qualified lecturers are being already recruited to the program. So I believe that will definitely keep our quality as assurance in terms of delivering the program 1 year in Sri Lanka. So in addition to the recognition from Sri Lankan authorities, the infrastructure wise, recently Horizon has invested almost over 2.5 billion Sri Lankan rupees to improve and develop our infrastructure facilities for a quality academic experience and then university experience within the country for 1 to 1.5 years. So this is why the students and the parents should select our university. I know that today some of my own students from our Horizon College International are also joined here. I warmly welcome you to the program, as well as I would like to request the students and the parents to come and visit us, because you all know how standard Horizon is maintaining even to the school level education. And equally, the Horizon campus also now have spread over 9 faculties, which if I mention the education, the science, international programs, and then also in engineering, medicine, nursing. Likewise, we have 9 faculties now. So all these 9 faculties have been actively operating at the moment, and we have over closer to 4,500 students are listed, registered in Sri Lanka for Horizon campus for the undergraduate and postgraduate level. So this is what we will offer to you as a quality organization in Sri Lanka. So with this introduction, I believe that's what I am supposed to give you, that confidence. We will maintain the similar quality what you would have experienced in Australia in that first year. Even though you are going to stay in Sri Lanka and do that, I'm pretty sure in the crisis situation Sri Lanka is in now, and with the inflation and the dollar rate has gone up, you will, especially for the parents, this will be a golden opportunity and a good news for them, that they can keep their child until they mature for the next 1.5 years, and that will be the time that child is ready to go and complete his or her degree in Australia. So with that, I wish you all the very best. Hope that most of you all who have joined today will meet us soon, because we are planning to start the program early, middle of August. So with that, I believe I would like to invite all of you to Horizon campus, and then extend your journey end up in Australia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dharmadaman. I think we have Dr. Ruan connected now. Dr. Ruan, are you there?
I'm here, Madara.
Good morning. Okay, so Dr. Ruan, I would like you to briefly explain about the pathway programs that we have to Latrobe that Horizon Campus is offering.
Sure, no problem.
Yes.
Just bear with me a second. Okay, can you all see my screen? Can you see my presentation?
Dr. Ruan, before you proceed, let me remind the students you have the opportunity to ask questions from this panel. Any questions you have about Australia? We can see some questions coming in. We have already got some questions with us, but if you have to clarify anything, please do post your questions in the Q&A section. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Ruan.
Okay, a very good morning to all the students, and a very warm welcome to Horizon Campus Lateral Partnership. My dear students, I think our chairman has already very clearly given you an insight about what Horizon Campus is, and Mr. Amit Malhotra has given you an absolute insight about Latrobe University. So in terms of our partnership with Latrobe, we will be offering 3 pathway programs for students who want to commence their Australian degree program in Sri Lanka and move into Australia for the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th year, depending on the degree program. So Diploma in Business, pathway to Bachelor of Business, we have 9 specializations there. And of course, the Bachelor of Accounting as well as Bachelor of Business Analytics. Diploma in Engineering pathway to the Bachelor of Civil Engineering and Industrial Engineering, which is a 4-year degree program. And of course, the Diploma in IT pathway to a Bachelor of IT, specializing in software engineering, data science, artificial intelligence, and network engineering. So these are the business specializations, my dear students. As you can see, ranging from digital business, enterprise, event management, finance, HRM, international business, management, marketing, and tourism and hospitality. So you can see that there is a wide range of specializations that you can go into if you commence your Bachelor of Business through the diploma pathway. The entry criteria. I think Mr. Amit would have touched on certain things, but these are the entry criteria, my dear students, into the diploma pathway. So you can come in with your edXL A-levels with 3 E-passes. If you are coming in with your edXL AS levels, you will need 3 B-passes in any subject combination. With the Sri Lankan A-levels, you will need 3 S-passes again with any subject combination. Now, for those students who are looking at, having completed your GCE O-levels and moving on to a diploma and then on to the degree, you can start off with the Pearson BTech Level 3 diploma, which we will be offering at Horizon Campus. You need to pass that diploma program, which is a 6-month program. Or if for students who have already completed O-levels and you have already completed a Pearson HNC certificate, if that certificate program is in business, IT, or engineering, as long as you have passed that certificate program, you can join in to the diploma program as well. So this is not simply for A-level students, my dear students. You've got to understand. These are a range of opportunities for students who have completed their O-levels and beyond. And of course, one key element, as you can imagine, the degree program, the diploma program is offered in English language. So you need to have a B pass at English at GCE O-levels, failing which you need to have a 6.0 on IELTS. So the total teaching hours for the diploma program will be 2 semesters. Per semester duration will be 12 weeks. At the end of 12 weeks, you will have your examinations. Lecture hours per week will be 3 hours and into 4 subjects. So obviously, we will have 8 subjects to be completed in total. Total lecture hours will be 12 hours into 24 weeks, approximately 288, 290 hours of lectures. I think this particular slide will be key to our parents, who have joined in. The cost of the diploma, my dear students and parents, will range from Australian dollars 6,000 to 6,500, depending on whether you are selecting business, IT, or engineering. Cost of the degree program, again, would range from anything between 32,000 to 35,000. Again, that is open to the university. This is beyond our control, but I believe Mr. Amit would have mentioned there is not going to be a massive fluctuation in cost for the final couple of years. Now, living expenses, according to the latest data in Australia, is approximately 400 Australian dollars per week for a student. So that is something that you should be able to cover, because as students, you are permitted to work 20 hours a week on part-time basis in Australia. So going by figures for a per hour payment in Australia, my dear students, if you are willing to take up part-time employment, you should be able to cover the per week cost of 400 for living expenses. Scholarships, we have a range of scholarships offered by Latrobe, anything starting from 20% to 100% per annum, depending on merits of the individual applicant. So these will be on high achievement basis. So students who are joining us, there will be scholarships offered by the university based on individual merit. So if we say approximately 20%, which is the minimum scholarship, you will be saving around $7,000 per year once you transfer to Australia. My dear students, and parents, what you have to understand, the saving is not only the scholarship that you receive in the second and third year in Australia. The saving that you actually have is in the first year. If you look at the business program, for example, it's $6,000. So you are invariably saving approximately $29,000 on your tuition fee alone. Plus, don't forget, if we say $400 per week for living expenses, if you take an actual year, that's another $20,000 on top. So you will be saving approximately $49,000 to $50,000 for the first year alone by starting your diploma program with Horizon. From an academic perspective, not only is this a saving to utilize in your second and third year, but my dear parents, you can actually use this to give an opportunity for your son or daughter to go on to do their masters in Australia as well. So this is a little bit about the cost factors relevant to the pathway program. Any questions, my dear students or parents?
Yes,
Madara?
Dr. Ruan, just to check, maybe you can touch on the fact a student who registers for the pathway program in Sri Lanka. I am told that you can be, you become a Latrobe student, the letter of accept. Maybe perhaps you can explain on that.
Of course, certainly. I'm sure, again, Amit would have mentioned this. My dear students, from day one, you are going to be a Latrobe student. At the moment, we are getting the offer letters ready for you. You will be given the offer letter under the signature of the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Latrobe University. You will have all access to their systems at Latrobe, inclusive of their online systems as well as library. So you will be recognized by Latrobe as a Latrobe student from day one. You will, in fact, have your student ID from Latrobe as well. So when you get transferred to Australia, you are not new to the system in Latrobe. You will have that training as a Latrobe student. You will not only have that training, you will also have those linkages with the link tutors as well as the lecturers in the relevant faculty at Latrobe as well. So in a nutshell, Madara, if I can just give an insight to students, these are actual value additions, my dear students. In the Australian rankings, if you actually look at the Times Higher Education rankings, Latrobe has joined 13th out of 36 universities in Australia. The world rankings, according to the Shanghai rankings, they are in the top 250 in the world, which is in the top 1% in the world. These are for 2022, mind you. So you can Google these. These are facts. These are value additions to the degree program you are going to start. Apart from that, all degree programs in business, IT, and engineering are accredited through AACSB, ACS, or EA respectively. These are professional bodies which have gone through, validated the degree programs at Latrobe. There are 4 campuses, mainly in Melbourne and Bendigo. As I mentioned before, possibility of postgraduate work visas for up to 4 years in duration. I have to make it very clear, this is not up to Latrobe or Horizon to provide you the job opportunity, but obviously the opportunity is there, provided by the government of Australia. If you are suitable, if you are eligible, you have the potential to have a postgraduate work visa offered to you. So total financial saving, 40,000 plus in Sri Lanka for the first year. Again, as I mentioned, scholarships up to 100% reading for the second and third years. And as I mentioned, a 20-hour minimum work period per week. So my dear students, I believe overall, this sets in well to what Mr. Amit has already mentioned. And this is a great opportunity that has been offered by Horizon and Latrobe. And I have to say a very exclusive opportunity that has been offered to you. That's it for me, Madara.
Thank you, Dr. Ruan. We have quite a few questions. Let me ask this question from Ms. Lisa Kendall. There's this question about, sorry. Yeah, somebody wants to know about visa getting rejected if they complete the first year in Sri Lanka. I don't, perhaps Lisa or even Dr. Ruan, you all can touch on that question.
Amit, do you want to actually touch on it? Because this is
So, certainly. So, to give you a broader picture, what we've primarily done is that when you're doing the first year, at the end of the first year, you are awarded a diploma. So definitely you are given a diploma for the part of the studies that you are doing in Sri Lanka. Now, when it comes down to the payment, because I know you're talking about the payment perspective, you're actually paying on the semester basis. So till the time you do not move into the second year, you're not paying anything to Latrobe University. So your money is not getting stuck anywhere. But let's say if you pay the fee and someone applies for the visa and get rejected, they definitely get a full refund of the tuition fee. I want to also mention here that Latrobe University works very closely with the Australian government and the post who assesses the application coming from Sri Lanka. We make sure that in partnership with Horizon, we are well informed by them about what are they looking in the documentation which are required to make a decision on your visa application. So don't worry on that part. From Horizon, from Latrobe, you'll be getting a lot of guidance and updates on how to go for the visa. Our visa success rate from Sri Lanka is almost 100%. When I say that, 99% is our guidance to you, which we make sure that you're given a complete update and information on that. 1% is from where you need to provide us the documents in the right order that we want. So I think collectively together, when we work, I don't see that as a big challenge. And we will make sure that we let you know about the probabilities of getting visa. If we see any issue, I think will be well informed in advance upfront. So don't worry about the visa part. Like I said, Sri Lanka, we've seen the quality has been wonderful. We don't see much challenges here. People are great. They love to put the true picture and the information, which is really highly appreciated. And we can actually give you a very candid advice together by Horizon Campus and Latrobe to make sure that you go the right way in presenting your documents to the government so that you get the favorable decision.
Thank you, Amit. Dr. Ruan, I think I'll pose this question to you. There's a question from Shweta. She wants to know whether there are any foundation courses after EdXL O-level in the Horizon campus.
Yes, as I mentioned, Madara, we are going to start the BTech Foundation Diploma Level 3 from this September at Horizon campus. So this is specifically for students who have completed their O-levels. So this program will be a 6-month program. You will have to complete that amount of studies. Depending on the subjects that you select, it will be up to 540 hours, which will be spread over 25 weeks. So the students who start in September with the O-levels and they start the BTech Foundation Diploma, once you pass that program, you will be eligible for the next intake, which will be February 2023. So, so for O-level students specifically, if you start in September, you will be in Sri Lanka for the 6-month period for the BTech, and then the 1 year for the Diploma Latrobe, and you will transfer to Australia in for February 2024. So I hope that is clear.
Okay, thank you. Lisa, this question is over to you. Insari wants to know, how's the accommodation facilities on and off campus in Australia, along with related costs?
We have wonderful accommodation on both our Melbourne and our Bendigo campuses. There's a variety, whether you want self-contained or you want to have meal plans included. I would suggest that you pop onto our website, so www.latrobe.edu.au, and search for accommodation. There is some funding or a grant that may be possible for international students of up to 20% if they're having a 6 or a 12-month contract with us. But check all the details on the website. It has plenty of information for you.
Thank you, Lisa. There's another question. Maheshi wants to know whether she can do the first year pathway program part-time. Dr. Ruan?
Actually, at the moment, what we have planned is for a full-time program, the diploma program. So we will be having classes at the moment from Monday to Thursday. Everything is ready. So right now, it will not be a part-time program because there are certain lecturing obligations towards Latrobe, and we have to maintain the quality assurance factor of the program as well. Don't forget, my dear students, as we very clearly said, you are a student of Latrobe from day one. So everything is monitored. Everything is monitored, and you have to maintain the assessments, as well as maintaining your class attendance as well. So unfortunately, starting off, we will not be offering it on part-time.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ruan. Another question to you. What are the science stream courses available in the university? I think it's a general question.
What are the science stream degrees at Horizon campus or Latrobe?
It doesn't say. I suppose.
I think if it is Horizon campus, I mean, I'm sure we can give you the number so you can actually call our marketing team because that question will not be for this particular forum.
Correct. Yeah. So yeah, perhaps whoever who posed this question could reach the campus on the hotline. Then there's another question. When are the scholarships for 2023 opening? Amit, I think you could answer this question.
Sure. So the scholarships are on the rolling basis. We'll be announcing them for 23 very, very soon. But I can tell you that, like I said, it's on the rolling basis. So please consider that they are all available for the 2023. So don't need to worry about that. It's just that we have a procedure where we actually keep extending them each year and announce them. So yeah, just take it as that they are available to you for 2023.
Thank you, Amit. There's another question from Logit. He says, I just finished my Edexcel IGCSE exams. So will I be able to join Latrobe?
Yes, you should be able to. If you have completed your examinations, I'm sure your results will be out around second week of August. As I said, if your results are suitable enough, you can always join the BTech Foundation Diploma and then go on to the first year of Latrobe for February 2023.
Thank you. Lisa, over to you. This question is, they want to know what are the jobs available under travel and hospitality industry in Australia?
Numerous. There is numerous positions available. So we have a number of high quality hotels within Melbourne that I'm sure there's a wealth of positions there. Victoria is very open to visitors. So there's a lot of opportunity for across the state in many events and travel industry.
Thank you, Lisa. Dr. Ruan, another question is, will classes be held online or physical considering the situation?
Good question. None of us can predict the future, but we are hoping that we should have classes physically. But I think we will take it day by day. As things are, until very recently, we brought all our students into campus for all the other faculties and we had physical classes. It's nothing like having that university environment by having physical classes. So to answer your question very briefly, yes, we hope to have physical classes, but depending on the country's situation, we will take a decision closer to the date of commencement, which is 29th of August, when we hope to have the first set of classes. Madhara, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's another question. Hi, regarding the Pearson HND level 3, will it be a common foundation after which I can apply to any one of the diplomas of Latrobe?
The BTech Pearson Foundation Diploma is 3 different diplomas. So it's split into business, IT, and engineering. So depending on the area that you want to actually go into at Latrobe, you will have to select the diploma pathway. So it's not a common foundation. It's very specific to the area that you want to read for in your degree program. So it's business, IT, and engineering.
There's one other question. With the difficulties in travel presently experienced in Sri Lanka, is there some alternative offered to physical classes due to the economic crisis and the difficulty to transfer AUD out of Sri Lanka? Is there some alternative?
First part of the question, I think I have answered already. Yes, we want to do physical classes, but depending on the country situation by end of August, we will decide in consultation with the university as the parent university on our alternative methods. My dear students, when it comes to alternative methods, I have to tell you, we have had, I think it has been a blessing in disguise to all of us over the last 2.5 years. We have been very successful in conducting online classes. Again, as I said, we will take it on a case-by-case basis closer to the date. In terms of the Australian dollar transfer, Amit, do you want to take that part up?
Right. So, yeah, thank you, Dr. Ron. In terms of the transfer, I think that there are a couple of banks in Sri Lanka which have got the permission from the government to make the remittances. So we are getting remittances from Sri Lanka. I know there is a limit to what they can do it in individual transactions. So what the students have done at the moment, the ones who are starting this year in July with us, that they are making payments in installments, and we have actually honored them considering that we do understand the ground reality and the situation in Sri Lanka. The other thing also, which has been very common, is that we know that the Sri Lankan diaspora in Victoria in particular, and their families and friends working overseas, we've also got a lot of payments coming in from the other countries on behalf of students. So this intake has been a bit unusual, where we have seen a lot of families and friends actually supporting with the payments for the students who want to come down to study.
Thank you, Amit. Dr. Rohan, there's another question. I think you can answer this. I would like to know details on payments if we are joining on the 29th of August, the batch. Maybe perhaps you can touch on the installment scheme that you have.
Do you want me to answer that, Madhara, or do you want
Yes,
Amit? Yeah,
no,
basically, my dear students, the program, the diploma program, depending on the program you select, it will be 6,000 or 6,500. It is on a semester fee. So you will have to pay that amount as a total amount in 2 semesters, 2 installments. So if it's the business program, it will be $3,000 per semester. That's how it's done in Australia as well. So when you transfer to Australia, you have to accept that fact as well. It's on a semester fee.
Okay. Amit, there's a question for you. How do we calculate our weighted average mark WAM and check if we are eligible for a scholarship? The course I've followed so far did not offer me a WAM. I only got my GPA so far.
Sure. So no, that's a very good question. So what we've done is we've got a very expert admissions team. So you don't have to worry about that part. When you apply to us for admission, by default, your offer letter would carry the scholarship information on it. That what is the scholarship that has been given to you, whether it's 20, 25, or 30%. Now, when it comes down to the higher value scholarship, which is 50% or 100%, then there is a separate process for it, where what we do it is that we look at your holistic profile. We want to see your academic performance in the past, but we also want to see that what leadership skills you have. So what we do it is that we ask you to prepare a video for about 4 to 5 minutes, talking about yourself, your academic achievements, any other achievement that you have, which is about any co-curricular activities, sports, and so on, because we do give a strong weightage to that also. And more importantly, we ask you a question which we want you to cover in the video is about how would you like to make difference to the community. So we want to see you as our ambassadors. We want to see you as the future leaders, global leaders. So we want to see in you that what do you think for the future? How do you want to make difference to the community? So yes, we'll give you the guidelines, not to worry about that. We give you proper guidelines. There are a lot of videos of the past, the higher value scholarship recipients on the YouTube that you can see how they have presented. So don't worry about that part, but yes, 20, 25, and 30% are given to you by default on the offer letter.
Thank you, Amit. Dr. Ruan, another question. Can we pay in Sri Lankan rupees for the diploma we will be starting here?
I think ideally it should be in Australian dollars, but I think we will discuss with our finance team, Madara, and give a decision to the students closer to the starting date.
Okay. Another question, I think it's from Shweta again. So how many weeks is sessions done weekly? This is regarding BTech, and can you enter for a diploma for travel and hospitality after?
Okay, so the BTech program will be for, as I said, approximately 25 weeks. It's depending on the program that you actually take up. It will be either 510 hours of lectures or 540 hours of lectures. So you will have approximately 25 hours of lectures per week. So it will be a full program. So the program, as I said, we will start end of August, first week of September. By January, you should be completed, and then you will have your exams. So you should be able to start your diploma with Latrobe on the business program in February 2023. What was the second part, Madara, about hospitality, tourism and hospitality, yes?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. In terms of tourism and hospitality, as I mentioned in my presentation, the business program provides 9 specializations. And one of the key specializations is hospitality and tourism. So yes, to answer your question, once you complete the BTech diploma, then you move into the Latrobe diploma in business. And in your second year, when you transfer to Australia, to Melbourne, you start specializing in hospitality and tourism. I hope I'm clear now.
Yes, I think we need to close now because we are almost at 1 hour. Thank you very much, the panel, for your time and your contribution, and thank you to all the participants. Let me remind you, there's a link in the chat screen where you can download a brochure on the Trobe for further information. Yes, all the best to all of you making your decisions on your higher education. So we hope to see you soon. We will, if you need to be contacted, please reply in the chat and we will do so. Thank you again, Lisa, Amit, Dr. Ruan, and Mr. Dagnagama. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure to be here, Madara.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.